Mark Ray Mundy for MMAfighting.com here with Tito Ortiz, who meets Chuck Liddell at the Forum on November 24th. Comeback fight. We're in West Hollywood at Kings MMA for open workouts. Tito, now that you're back in camp, you're back in the swing of things. We're about a week and a half out of the fight. How are you feeling? How's the health?
Really good. God, last week, this is my 18th week. Finally, and after 18 weeks, I finally got a black eye. I took a good punch yesterday in sparring, but in our last hard week, been sparring my ass off, just getting the timing back to where I need it to be. We've been doing it now for almost 8 of these 18 weeks. We've been three times a week we've been sparring, so my wrestling's on par, my boxing's on par, kickboxing's on par, jiu-jitsu's on par. This could be an exciting fight, and hopefully Liddell's in shape, so I'm excited for it.
Do you think he will be in shape?
I hope he's in shape. He looks like he's in shape. I've seen photos of him, but photos can only give you a couple hundred words, but the fight in general will give you the rest of the story.
We haven't seen you since January 2017 against Chael in that fight, so it's been a little bit since you've been in the cage. Would you have come back if it wasn't Chuck, if there was another option, or is it just him?
It's just him. In my mind, I'm still on retirement. I just came out to kick Chuck Liddell's ass. That's it. That's all I came out here to do. Like I say, I've been able to put in a really good camp. Thank God I've been able to put in an 18-week camp with no injuries. It's the first time in my career that I've been able to put a camp in like this, and I'm excited. I'm motivated. It's just those feelings, get those feelings, those butterflies, and it's a nervousness of knowing that I'm ready. And I'm happy and I'm excited for it.
You didn't really have to do this, but you said you came back for Chuck in particular. What motivates you about that fight in particular?
The fact of redemption, the fact of getting revenge. The first couple fights, I don't think they were promoted the right way. I really don't think when we did The Ultimate Fighter, they said that I was afraid of him, that I got out of the fight because I didn't want to fight him. People don't understand that. I went and got neck surgery after that. The next week I went and got C6, C7 fused to my neck. They never said that on television. I got the bad rap out of it that I was afraid to fight Chuck, and that's what a lot of fans thought, and that's not what it was. And once again, here we are. I would have never said yes for this fight, but and at the end of the day, the one that said it'll lasts longest, and I'll be doing that.
I've heard you say a few times in interviews that you felt like back then that there were a lot of chips kind of stacked against you with the UFC and with the promotion. And this is kind of more on your own terms. And do you like this better? Do you feel like this is better leading into this fight?
I think it's more fair. Yes, I do. I think this is a lot better. It's not UFC and Dana and Chuck against me. It's me and Chuck against each other, and that's it. And I'm just excited to get in the cage and fight again. One last time against my main nemesis, and Chuck Liddell's the man.
Oscar said on the MMA Hour yesterday that you and Chuck are going to be making more money for this fight than you have in any fight prior in your career, which is kind of hard to believe because you've been in some of the biggest fights in MMA history. Is that true?
It's possible. I think it comes down to the pay-per-view. They're doing really great work of trying to promote this fight. We've been doing great work trying to promote this fight. The fans are going to want to see it. The last pay-per-view that we had, me and Chuck Liddell, we got 1.3 million pay-per-view buys. Now, if we're able to reach close to that number, we're going to make stupid money because we are partners of the event. And I think that the fans in general that watched our fights before and watched the build-up between both of us, they're going to want to tune into this fight because I'm going out and I'm going to give my all.
A couple last things, Tito. Is this a one-off for you, or will you come back and do more fights for Golden Boy or for someone else, or is this the only fight you're going to be doing for now?
This will be a bit one-off for me. Come back and be a president of Golden Boy MMA, possibility. I have a great interest in being a promoter. I want to give back to the MMA fans. I want to give them an opportunity of being a part of a partnership of a business, and that would be great for MMA in general, since boxing we're able to do that with their boxers.
Last thing I wanted to ask you about, Tito, on Veterans Day you posted a photo of you and your father, who I guess you had been estranged with for some time. Can you tell us about that and what it meant for you to see him again? And I think you told him you loved him for the first time in a number of years, right?
Yeah, that's a touchy one for me because it's real emotional. It's been 13 years since I've seen him, and he went through a lot of hard stuff as an adult coming up as a father, and he couldn't be there for me, and I understand that. And life is too short to hate. I hated him for such a long time because I really didn't understand why I went through those things. But being a father now and going through the same things that he went through and my mom went through from 5 years ago from my ex Jenna, I understand what he went through. I understand how hard it was and how hard it is to stay clean and to focus on your children. And I focus on my children. I put my kids first, number one. And it was nice to go and apologize to him because life is too short. And to look over and him look at me and says, "You know what, son, I'm proud of you." And he says, "I love you."
Do you feel like you've kind of come full circle with him now?
Yeah, 100%. It was great. It was a great feeling. It was a good feeling just because just to hear my dad say he loves me and he's proud of me. I worked my ass off to get where I am.
Thanks, Tito. Appreciate it, man. Cool. Good luck.
Thank you.
Is he coming to the fight, Tito?
No, he won't be coming. He's 80 years old, man. Oh, okay. He's 80 years old. He has a hard time just walking around. You know, I took him to the store to get some clothes and a safe for his room to make sure everything was safe. But it was just hard for him to walk around. He says legs, but he's been through a lot, man. He's put his body through some horrible stuff, and drugs is a bad situation.
Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it.